Candidates, there are thousands of Michiganders who are senior citizens watching the two of you debate. In the questions that we got from them, this ranked pretty high on the list. According to the Social Security Board of Trustees, the Social Security Administration will be unable to pay scheduled benefits in full or on time starting in 2035, just a little over a decade from now, if there are no changes in the current system. If elected, what specific legislation will you offer to strengthen a system that serves as a financial safety net for millions of Americans? Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, to me, it's so important that we strengthen and protect Social Security going forward. Again, my father and my mother, who are wonderful, wonderful people, they didn't come from wealth, but they worked their entire lives. They counted on it. It was important to them to make sure that they didn't fall into poverty when they retired. It's the same with my in-laws, the same issue. They survive on Social Security and Medicare. There's so much gamesmanship on this, and there's so much false advertising, candidly, on this. If we are ever going to solve Social Security, we're going to have a bipartisan commission that actually sits down and goes through the numbers and puts their party politics on the outside and worries about the seniors on the inside. My opponent's had 5 years to do something, has done nothing. And so if you think about what's at risk, it's significant. And you're going to hear a lot of nonsense, but I will tell you, this is an important issue for the seniors and the families, and you should not let them scare you into getting your vote.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Ms. Slotkin,
Yeah,
your 60 seconds.
the senior citizens of this state can know exactly what they're going to get with Mike Rogers, right? He voted to privatize or cut back Social Security and Medicare over a dozen times. Look at it. It's just an open record. You can't deny that you voted for those things. You voted to increase the age of retirement from 65 to 67. You did that. That's not made up. You voted against seniors allowing to negotiate drug prices through Medicare. You did that. So we don't have to guess what Mike Rogers will do in the seat. He has shown us who he is over and over and over again. And why? Why does someone say to themselves, I'm going to vote against allowing Medicare to negotiate? I'm going to vote to privatize Social Security and Medicare. Why do you do that? Because you have donors who are demanding that of you. Because you're getting campaign donations. It's just pure and unadulterated greed. He takes over $1 million from the pharmaceutical industry. Why are we surprised when he votes against Medicare being able to negotiate drug prices?
Mr. Rogers, thank you, Ms. Slotkin. Mr. Rogers, your opportunity, 30 seconds to answer some of the things I heard you under your breath saying. Not true.
Fair. This is just dishonest in this debate, and you should be ashamed of yourself. This is maybe the most important issue for people. And I get it, you want to scare people, but think about what's happened in the last 5 years. You want to talk about 30 years ago, a quote. I'm telling you what's happening right now. People are afraid for their future in this state. They can't afford groceries. Their heating bill is up and they can't afford it. And you know who gave them all of that? My opponent in the last 5 years. You don't hear her talking about those successes. It's because it's been so harmful for our state and our seniors. I will tell you, I'm going back to Washington and change it and fix it.
All right. Ms. Slotkin, your rebuttal.
He voted over a dozen times to privatize or to cut Medicare or Social Security. He voted to raise the retirement age. He said, his quote, "We need to rethink retirement." This is not trying to scare anyone other than to outline his record. I'm not throwing insults. He could just own your record, Mike, man. You voted these things in your own time, within your own free will. You had a choice. You sat in that job. You made your choice.